Morning, 5th of April 2024. I haven't heard the song before. All I've got is the lyrics, "We Stand Together." So I'll find it and we'll see what it's all about. Venus enters Aries, a more proactive and dynamic phase romantically is about to begin. Be bold, the moon is in Pisces. So like we said, don't dim your light. We said that yesterday, didn't we? Today's card would be the Hierophant. Got T-wise again. So sacrifice is needed. And the Wolf. Fenrir. So Capricorn. We've got the 9th house of Sagittarius. We've got Leo, or mixed bag. And we've got Neptune. So ebb and flow, up and down. Seems to be a lot of that, didn't they? I said about the roller coasters yesterday. A roller coaster ride it is, truly is. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Let's see what they want us to know. So your hands then. Hands are important. Simon, Peter, the keys, religion, teachers, schools. So they're all thinking about going back to school this next week in UK. Your upbringing, your beliefs, and whether you bind yourself to the material or the spiritual. About the neck and throat, Taurus energy. It's quite important because it's just missed the sweet spot, but it is there. And there's the hands, arms, shoulders again. Gemini energy. The miracles that can happen if we think positively. Take off those false masks. Stop pretending to be something we're not. The gardeners, the passion flower, the roses, the honeysuckle. Could be something or someone new entering your life. If it's someone new, they could work with wood, discs, blades, or cups. Anything from someone that works with large vats or a barista to hairdresser to a surgeon, lumberjack to a joiner, or a cashier to someone that works with circular saws. It is as above, so below, as within, so without. So whatever you think or say or feel, you will receive back. So we've got to keep it positive. Binding yourself to the spiritual will give you 3 blessings. Each one's got the right hand up. And Tia was about his hand and his sacrifice. Peter was given 2 keys, a gold and a silver. One to bind him to the material world and one to the spiritual. So like I said, the neck and throat, massively important. Your voice, your belief system, your religion. The definition of insanity, all have the right hand up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. Again, a change has to take place. If you look at the reverse, he too has his hand up, just like the magician. It's the same guy. Change, the wheel of fate, a compass in the Norse mythology that takes you to the right direction. So you have to put some effort in, and you have to find your own team. And remember that there are those who see when they're shown, and those who will never see. We don't like to leave any behind, but we may have to. The sacrifice. You are given a gift from Spirit, and should you choose to nurture it, again the hand, it will grow like the mighty oak, the Taurus of today's energy. The pentagram, of protection. So the one added to the 8 is stand on your own 2 feet, financial and emotional independence. And the 1 to the 6 means that you have to be grateful, or Spirit will take something else from you, and don't feel inadequate, because that's your biggest problem. And it's not a very big problem at that, because all the other cards, mostly major arcanas, are positive. This is the only one that's negative, and it's about the reproductive organs and shared resources. It's Scorpio energy. It's about death and rebirth, and somebody doesn't want to comply. It could be someone with addictions, alcoholics especially. Scorpio energy, so the 21st of October, 21st of November. It's problems conceiving. It's depression, or someone who is hyper, over emotional, not in charge of their emotions. Someone who doesn't love themselves enough. All this is about finances, career. There's a lot of discs in this, but very little love. There's no love mentioned. Friendships, marriages, children, schools, siblings, twins, communications, Gemini and Taurus energy. So 1, 28 and 10. No more heartache, sorrow, loss or separation. That sacrifice has been made. Something came between you and what you wanted, and it was heartbreaking and minor surgery, but now we are healing. And there's the 9 that we talked about. Stand on your own 2 feet, being financially and emotionally independent. You have everything you need. There's just that one thing missing, but otherwise you're fine. No more confusion. You are narrowing down your options. You are focusing on what's important, and no longer living in a dream world. Yep, there's no more apathy. We are going to get off that couch, stop stuffing our face and watching Netflix, and actually take a stand. Cut ties, severing ties, and that sword added to the 3 swords brings us peace of mind, clarity. The truth will be spoken. And again, if you look very, very carefully, there's the hand again, the hand that was sacrificed. 1 week. Truth, happy home life. So once you start living your truth, there is celebrations and happiness. A home is not a home without a fire in the hearth, food on the table and a welcome at the door. Could be a wedding coming, or a new home, just a birthday party even. But it looks like somebody's rejecting this offer, this proposal. They don't want it. They want things to stay the same so they can have a reason to wallow in their own self-pity. That's not good, is it? They're closing the door and not taking the action required, which will lead to depression. There we have it. The walls of Jericho. Joshua, the need to come down. Mankind cannot transform its energy until this matter is settled. Long-standing situation needs to be solved. Knees, bones, teeth, geriatric issues. So the dentist. Number 20. The phoenix cannot rise until it returns to the ashes. So unfortunately, something has to be destroyed completely before we can rise again. So will you be the one to reject this offer? Now we have a couple in the same energy. Depressed, unloved, strings attached to that love. So this is not good for love. Finances and career, yes, fine. But as far as emotions go, someone's self-medicating, possibly drinking, and it may be a couple. Now we have Cancer energy. The emotions are spilling over and draining you. Gemini is early Cancer, 21st of June, and the 21st of July is early Leo. Now we have another woman, dark, someone who seeks revenge, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a priest, someone who has issues, childhood issues, needing therapy, a widow or a divorcee perhaps, trauma, someone who was broken-hearted, makes bad decisions and is not of sound mind. So this could be someone with mental illness. Again, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. It's time to take a new path, and probably the one you don't want to take. Yeah, that shit stirrers stare, and it's not going away. And those that stare the shit pot should be made to lick the stick. They want to win at all costs. They will cut off their nose to spite the face, so they'll be unhappy as well, just to keep this looks like finances. They're not interested in anything else. And what they don't realise is no one wins this and everyone will regret it. It could get violent. So you must step away. But somebody here is, again, the same story, refusing to leave the baggage of the past behind. They're dragging it with them into the future. They're staying where they are rather than walking away. So if you don't walk away from this, it could get very, very violent. But maybe it's a matter of honour and it's unfinished business and you can't walk away. So you have to prepare for the violence to come, because we've got unfinished business, one night stands, people that take advantage. They come and go at will and don't have any stamina to finish what they started. Universities study, acting in haste, repenting at leisure, hips, thighs, weight gain, weight loss, and addictions. children, childhood trauma, like I said, grandmothers, something that in the past that destroyed you, and it may return during Mercury retrograde, so be careful. But this must be settled, whatever it is, so that the nightmare can be over, because that cage is open. You just have to leave. There'll be no celebration until you do. No reunions. 3 women, the Norns, faith, hope, charity, the maiden, the mother and the crone. So Tiwaz, we know pretty much the big story. I know, what's that called? I'm not going to go right through it. Most of us know now, but I know I've got some new ones, so I don't like to skip bits, but we'll give you the main points. So Tiwaz, or Tyr, there he is, the star, the guiding light. Tiwaz, to the north of Scandinavia and Iceland, the rune was known as Tyr, while the Saxon it was T. The letter T, the North Star, so Aquarius energy, and number 17 could be important, which never fails, with vows of unbreakable oaths. There we are, unbreakable oaths. The custom of holding up one's right hand, there again we go with the hand, while taking an oath. The mighty oak, which is Taurus, the hazel. So, where's hazel gone? Hazel may be a name as well. It's Gemini energy, which we've got there. Where is he? The magician. There he is. So it could be a Gemini Taurus cusp, which is 21st of May. It's the god of war. Oh dear. The shape of the rune suggests the unvarying compass needle. So there's the god of war. And there's the compass that we talked about. Tiwaz is an ancient name for the god of war and justice, who was first mentioned by the Roman writer Tacitus, who claimed that Tiwaz was the king of the Germanic gods of Germany, and this role was later assumed by Odin, Wednesday, the All-Father, Father Sky. Tiwaz took a humbler form of the god Tyr to the Saxons. He was known as Ty, and it is from his name that we derive the word Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday could be important. His most famous story involves a monstrous wolf called Fenris, so Capricorn, who had grown so large that he threatened to devour the whole universe. We talked about the 2 wolves inside of you, didn't we? The one you feed is the one that will win. So if you're feeding fear, it will win. If you're feeding hope, it will win. The gods tried to bind the monster with ropes and chains, but this proved to no restraint, and he broke them with a shrug. Eventually, one of the dwarf's craftsmen made an enchanted ribbon that was fine as a woman's hair, so women may be the solution, and swore that this alone would be strong enough to fetter the beast. However, scenting magic, the wolf refused to allow the gods to bind him. Then brave Tyr stepped forward and offered to place his right hand in the mouth of the monster as a guarantee that all would be well. To relief of the gods, the binding held, and Fenris was imprisoned. Now the monster took his revenge by biting off Tyr's extended hand, which was nobly sacrificed for the good of all. So what sacrifices are you going to have to make? This is about binding oaths, like I said, which may seem paradoxical, but will come clear later on. Since Tiwaz broke the oath to the wolf, yet an oath was made under duress, and he had good reason to lie. So if you are having to make a promise under threat, then it does not apply. and you must not stick to it. A worthy promise made under the right conditions for honourable reasons should and indeed must be kept. Marriage vows are a case in point, but we don't stay in a loveless marriage or a violent marriage because the vows are not made and kept. Tiwas is thought to signify lasting love, and its appearance denotes a bond that once made, but there's no love in this situation. We've said this. However, it's also an aggressively masculine rune. What did I say? Violence. Not necessarily just men. I'm not blaming the men. Any relationship question that is answered by Tiwas shows that passion will run riot because two strong-minded people will be involved. And while sex will never be boring, the danger of jealousy will always be present. If the person asking the question is a woman, Tiwas suggests that a strong, handsome man will love her fiercely and she may have to sacrifice something major in her life. And I don't think she has, because there's no love here. However, once that sacrifice is being made, the relationship will prosper, love will be steadfast, but that is a case of I will love you as long as you don't shine brighter than me. Tiwas also indicates success in business and sports. It suggests that legal decisions will go in your favour. In these matters and in affairs of the heart, an unshakable conviction that what you are doing is right gives you the strength of purpose. So there must be a belief in this situation. But what I'm seeing here is selfishness, dishonourable actions, and turning one's back on responsibilities, because those two have turned their back, both the male and the female. Women should not trust their men so readily, because in this position the rune often denotes a shallow relationship. So that's not good, is it? So relationships are very shallow at this time. We've got 9th house of Sagittarius, which is the lack of commitment, acting in haste. So you may have promised something in haste that you don't really want to follow through with or finish now. The hips, the thighs, universities, publishing houses, newspapers, foreign shores, the colours green and white. So the crown chakra, the aha moment, the green of the heart, higher learning, philosophy, distant horizons, ethics, visions, beliefs, religion, long journeys, in-laws and foreign affairs. And Neptune in Leo, sorry. It's exalted in Leo. So, this placement aspires to grandiose creativity, but ideas may be nebulous or impractical, so living in a dream world. Dramatic self-expression is common, but the image of self may be an illusion. So you're not who you think you are. You are pretending to be something you're not. And that's got to stop, according to Spirit. We lost the child within us, the innocence. Uranus is about rebellion. The number 9, the 9th house, overcoming addictions, overcoming the shackles that bind us, freeing ourselves. So, it is the Tower, 16, and the number 9, Sagittarius and the Tower. So the public is wonderfully tolerant. It forgives everything except genius. The name Oscar, Kim and Wilde could be important. This is the sudden bolt of surprise that causes chaos. Uranus is the great awakener. It's time to wake up. So the aha moment. According to myth, out of chaos emerged two expressions of deities, Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, Father Sky. So Mum and Dad. The higher octave of Mercury, there's Mercury, Uranus arrives to break the rules and smash established structures. It is the planet of not only genius, but it's also intuition, which arrives in a sudden flash like lightning, seemingly out of nowhere. Uranus is the revolutionary planet, opening up channels to the higher mind and bringing about necessary changes which can be no longer resisted. There's the change. Technological advances and how the future will look and be. There will be jolts and surprises. Uranus is the upstart planet, so there is not going to be a smooth ride. You can anticipate matters to turn rather eccentric, if not shocking, and not in the way you expected. But do not look upon these manifestations as wrong for you. Instead, go with it and see how your life becomes transformed in ways not exactly as you predicted, but better. You may feel excitable or nervous at present, especially when it comes to things you are currently focusing on. It may seem as if everything is speeded up, even forced against your will, but it is not a good idea to resist. The best approach is to entertain the possibility that what you're about to learn, you can anticipate this change to be liberating, free in force, offering a new course or path. You may find yourself having to master a new tool, a machine, a computer, or even a job involving the internet. Since Uranus is the planet of air, storms, and lightning, anything to do with flights, messages carried via air, or electrical energies will be a major part of it. So aeroplanes, something to do with airplanes. Phones, television sets, computers, artificial intelligence, bionics may also figure in. Your surroundings will start exhibiting electrical malfunctions. It's important to pay close attention to the wiring in your home or office. So there may be a malfunction to do with an airplane. It's also important to point out the connection between Uranus and alternative forms of sexuality, gender identity. In fact, Victorian England, homosexuals and transgender people were referred to as Uranians, which I would much rather have nowadays. Therefore, you might find yourself among people with alternative viewpoints, sexuality, and some people of a different class or background. But don't dismiss these people because they're not necessarily the rioters that we see in the news. All in all, this card means that life is about to change in big ways rather than small ones. Go with it and see what happens. Rapid changes are about to take place. The tower will fall, and then we can, from the destruction and the ashes, the phoenix will rise. Change, revolution, shocks, genius, technology, alternative lifestyles. So, unfinished business. So whoever it was that thought there was a genius may come unstuck. The Herbalist 36 is about alternative medicines, herbs, the plants, medicine and healing. And that's where we started. We need to heal. 36. The healing of the hand. Plant spirit medicine awaits you. We, like animals, can search out our own medicine. When we tune into the intuition, we begin to sense and pull to what we need. When we start to work with herbs, we understand the profound change that can create the vast knowledge and healing they offer. We can choose to make medicines with them or create beautiful food or even just admire them in our garden. The uses are endless, but once you start working with them, you will never go back. So this could be the medical field where they use the plants to make those potions. But once you start working with them, you'll never go back. They will become part of you, and this will in turn help you attune back to nature with a sense of peace, a sense of something long forgotten. What herb or plant do you feel drawn to? You're drawn to particular colours or smells. Is there a plant that only seems to grow where you live? What is the herb that you tend to see everywhere? This is them reaching out to you. Take notice of what you see and dig a little deeper on what they mean and why they may be showing up in your life. The new doorway awaits you. Are you going to take it or reject it? We might not have time for the angel card again. Wise ones, the winged wise ones, never a challenger, always an ally. 34. Was that 34 as well? No. Know that your sincere prayers will be answered according to the will of the divine. This also represents divine intervention and the potential for miracles. What did I say? To heal and transform as if by magic. Have faith, whatever the circumstances. Heavenly beings are watching over you. The winged wise ones give you a glimpse of the future by offering you messages whispered on the wind, so look for the signs. These are translated within you as inspired thoughts, instantly unraveling the past and revealing the present. Be aware of a higher consciousness within you. It is a good time to observe your thoughts through meditation. Who observes those thoughts? That self is akin to the winged wise one who've come to help you soar. So they're listening to your thoughts, so keep them positive. Last card, I'm just going to give it a shuffle. Archangel Zadkiel. So read it, because we're not going to have time. Help you find tolerance and forgiveness. Okay? So thanks for listening. Speak soon. Bye.